Good morning, Marvelous Mavericks. Happy to see your faces again. We are going to move on and do lesson 23 today. We are going to work on solving a variety of word problems with perimeter. Now, we have been working with word problems that involve area as well, but today we're only doing perimeter. So perimeter, think in your head for a moment, what is perimeter? That's right. It's adding all the side lengths together. Okay, so we're only looking at perimeter today. All right, here we go. Get my computer to work. Okay, so the first question. Now these are right from your homework. However, I did change the numbers. Okay, so watch carefully because this is exactly what your homework looks like. Just the numbers are different. Okay. So Maya draws a square with a perimeter of 24 inches. What are the side lengths of a square? Okay, I gave you a hint. It's that all side lengths of a square are equal. Okay, each side length is equal. So there's our square. And since I know the whole perimeter is 24 inches, I have to figure out how many sides I have first. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now what do I do next? This is the information we have so far. We know that the perimeter, the total perimeter is 24 inches, and we know that we have 4 sides. Now what are we missing? What is the question in the problem asking us? Right, the side lengths is the unknown. So we know the total, which is 24 inches. We know the sides, we have 4 sides, but we don't know how long each side is. Okay, so there's our number sentence with the unknown. And here we go. So our number sentence here is 24 is equal to 4 times what? So this is a multiplication sentence, but it's actually a division sentence. Now, Miss Emmerich, there's not a division symbol. I know, but when it gives you the number of groups, but it's asking you how many are in each group, and it gives you a total, that is division, okay? So look at that number sentence. 24 is equal to 4 times what? Try to figure that out. If you know your multiplication tables, this will be easy peasy pumpkin squeezy. And the answer is each side length is 6 inches long. Okay? All right. We're going to move on to the next one. Now remember, you can always come back and rewatch this. Okay, here we go. Mike uses craft sticks to make 2 20-inch by 8-inch rectangles. What is the total perimeter of the 2 rectangles? Again, we're only doing perimeter. We're not worrying about area today, okay? So, excuse me, here are our 2 rectangles, okay, A and B. We have the one side here, it's 20 inches, and another side that's 8 inches, and the same thing over here. Rectangle B is 20 inches by 8 inches, all right? So we don't know the other side lengths. What do we do? Oh, there's a hint from Miss Emmerich. Opposite sides of a rectangle have the same lengths. Wow. Well, that's going to help us quite a bit. How could that help us? Think for a moment to yourself. How does knowing that opposite sides of a rectangle have the same length help you here? Well, we just need to plug in those numbers then, I guess. If we know that one side is 20 up here, if we know that one side is 20, well, then the opposite side is going to be what? It's going to be 20. That's right. And if this side is 8, here's the opposite side. What's this going to be? 8. And same here, 20 and 20, 8 and 8. Okay? So now we all have to do is add it up. So for rectangle A, I have 20 inches plus 20 inches and 8 inches plus 8 inches. Okay, and then I added up the 2 20s and I got 40, and I added up the 2 8s and I got 16, and then I added those together and I got 56. But we don't have one rectangle, we have 2. That's right, so we have to add 56 twice or multiply it by 2. Okay, and I did it down here. You can see my little screen. I'll move it over here a little bit. So there's B, did the same thing, and now we need to add them together, 56 plus 56. And where's the answer? There it is. The total perimeter of the two rectangles is 112 inches. So that's both of them together, okay? So the biggest thing you need to remember here is that the opposite sides are equal length. So 20 and 20 and 8 and 8. So that's going to help you later, okay? All right, moving on. You remember you can always come back to this and rewatch it. Okay, here is the third one. An architect, those are people who build houses. An architect draws a square and a rectangle. So if you think about it, we've already drawn, we did a square in number 1 problem, and we did a rectangle in problem number 2, okay? And we remember that a square has, all the side lengths are equal, right? Each side length has the same length. And a rectangle, the opposite sides have the same length, okay? So an architect draws a square and a rectangle, as shown below, to represent a house that has a garage. What is the total perimeter of the house with its attached garage? Again, we're only looking at perimeter, so we're just going to add up those sides. So here is the drawing that the architect drew. There's the house and the garage, and you'll notice the house is the rectangle and the garage is the square. And we have to figure out some missing side lengths, don't we? Okay. So what do we remember about the rectangle? That the opposite side lengths are equal. Okay. And what did we know about the square? That all side lengths are equal. Yep. So there's what we just said from our last two problems. We learned that rectangles have equal opposite side lengths and all sides of a square are equal. So let's try to fill in some of the missing side lengths, okay? So we know that one side of the rectangle is 50 feet. That would mean the opposite side is 50 feet. You got it. Now we're going to move over to the square. So we know that a square has all sides of a square equal. So if this one side up here is 25, what's the bottom going to be? 25, yep. And the other side is 25. Now, some of you are saying we're not done yet because we still have this space right in the middle between the house and the garage that doesn't have a measurement. Well, I'm going to tell you something. So here's my little note. We do have that space between the house and the garage that doesn't have a measurement. That's right here. It's what I just showed you right here. But since it's not on the outside of the house or of the shape, we don't need to count it because we're only doing the perimeter, which is the measurement on the outside of the shape, okay? So we don't need to count it. All we do now is add up the measurements that we have, okay? Because we're only doing the outside of the shape. All right, so we have 50 feet plus 50 feet plus 35 feet. That's the rectangle. And then we have 25 feet plus 25 feet plus 25 feet, which is the square. And that adds up to 210 feet. And there is my answer statement, which is super important. I've noticed a lot of you lately not putting that answer statement in your homework, and it's really hard for my old lady eyes to find your answer, okay? So make sure you are writing your answer out in sentence form. Okay, so that's it. You have 3 questions on your homework today. And again, these are just like them, except I plugged in some other numbers. So if you follow my directions and rewatch the video, you will know exactly what to do. Please email me on at emmerich.molly@yakimaschools.org, or you could message me on Dojo. If you need to call me, my number is 509-833-2157. Okay, I miss you guys. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.